Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well on this Saturday. We're going to check right in and see what storyline Spirit would like to share with you this morning. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. Collective energy, please, Spirit. What storyline would you like to share with the collective, please, this morning? All right. In the central energy. In the central energy, ooh, we've got the Five of Wands. Petty ego, territorial conflict and rivalry. In the challenge position, whoa, that popped right on out of there, didn't it? In the challenge position, you've got the High Priestess. Well, what do you know? A woman. They were upset about a woman the other day because she withstood the attack of like all of those masculines, those dirty, low-life, misogynist masculines. She stood right up to them, got right up in their little what do they call that? Den. In their den. The den of thieves. She got right in their den of thieves and she survived. And she did more than just survive. So, and they're really upset about it. They're really upset about it because we've got the Emperor here with her. So the Emperor and the High Priestess are here, and or maybe this whoever is in conflict is thinking about an Emperor. Okay, we're going to get some more clarification. In the recent past, the Lovers. Passion. The strength of two together. And a while back, I heard when two become one and they don't give an F, that's when stuff happens. Because not only did two become one and not really give an F about anything, they just lit into it, but they had support of the entire family. And family is family by choice. More often than it is by blood. So at least in this particular realm. So I do believe there's a whole lot of family here that is by choice. Intentions and expectations. Intentions, expectations. You've got the Eight of Pentacles here, working with high standards. Skill development. So the strength of two together, they're working together to create and generate symbiosis, skill development between the two. You know, the two energies combined as one. What can we do now, right? So they're working very hard, and again with passion and diligence. There's mastery here. It's a mastery, perhaps apprenticeship, that they are learning together. Now that two have become one, now they're learning how to master that combined energy and utilize it for positive potential. In the near future, we have the Ace of Pentacles. It's a new career, prosperity. Whatever you're doing together is working. The lens it's being looked through, the Four of Wands. domestic happiness, marriage, freedom. Safe and secure foundations for the family, celebration. In the environment, you've got the Queen of Wands reversed. So somebody's very jealous and insecure with this, and deceitful. This person is going to come in and probably, try to F around with this high priestess, take her place. Queen of Wands reverse wants to take the place of a high priestess upright who's already in union with this emperor. And in the hopes and fears, what's this Queen of Wands reversed hopes and fears? She wants to be seen as the star. She wants to be rejuvenated. She wants to be healed. So she wants to take what isn't hers. In the outcome, Spirit, what's the outcome? We've got a Nine of Wands. Your faith has been tested. You've got boundaries in place. You're weary yet resilient. And you're like, you're not quitting. You're not quitting. These things, these jealous little bitches attacking high priestesses, hoping to be seen as a freaking star. You're not quitting against these jerks. And the world turns. You're not quitting. It's like, bitch, get out of my freaking life. Sorry for the language, but this is ridiculous. And you're in your chariot. You're leaving. You're going on down the road because you've got this passionate new project. You're sacrificing everything that was. And you're entering into a love, a compassionate, full cup of love with your family. And you're here working together and you're celebrating together because you've got your wealth. You've obtained the wealth. You've retrieved it. You've got it. You've held on to it. With your skill development, with the strength of two together, you've been able to do that, and you have disconnected this little selfish, jealous little hoe bag from your from the fruits of your labor. Overcoming the challenges. Successful businessman or woman. Independent. Light on. Passionate. And nostalgic. Remembering times of the past. But then we've got this Empress here too. Empress. So, working slow and steady. So we got some stuff here going on, folks. We got some stuff here going on. There still is this little jealous twit in the environment who's trying to throw a kink in your business here. Why is that? And I've noticed, I'm older, so I've noticed that, and it's happened to me, where you're in a relationship, say numbers of years, and you think it's happy, but then all of a sudden here comes Jezebel, does her thing with your mate, and then, and they're off doing their thing, so you leave. And then as soon as you leave, she takes off, no longer interested, because her only goal was to interfere with your connection. That's happened to me both times that I got serious in a relationship. That happened to me. So it's like, bitches, man. I can't stand them. They want what you have. And then once they get it, it's like, oh, I'm the winner, and then it's like over for them. That's the game. And the thing of it is that when you're dealing with folks led by passion rather than knowledge, then they get stupid and they do stupid things. And so then stupid stuff happens, and then you have stupid results that everybody has to deal with, and you're just moving on. You're going out of here. There's a teacher here. There's a teacher. Some sort of teacher is creating conflict. They were taught this competition. They were taught how to compete in this way by some teacher. You're the high priestess and you're a challenge. You're the high priestess. There's a tribe here. This could be the tribe of your mate. They're challenged by your new connections. They're thinking about this emperor here, who's offering protection here, and in control. He's in control. We got survived. The emperor survived. So the high priestess, the emperor survived. Oh, they're upset now. They couldn't take out the emperor. The teacher wasn't as clever or as intelligent as they thought they were. And now we've got the lovers together, the strength of two together. You've got the high priestess, the emperor, and they survived, and they're here with the tribe, with the family. Strength of two together. So the driver, there was a driver with the expectation of taking your seat, or it could be that you are in the driver's seat. You are driving now. You are the one driving, and you have expectations of this this chair, this position, this seat at the table. You have expectations of becoming the driver. Of the collective field of awareness. And I think this is what this is. It's the collective field of awareness, which is a field that we all share. And the data that goes into this collective field is like a big database of, like some central server of a computer system. Basically, we are bioengineered fractals of source, and we are connected to the same field of awareness and consciousness. What goes into this field affects our lives and our thought processes. And those who have been in it, creating all this conflict, have been desperately trying to maintain their control over this field of awareness, the software, so to speak. And what's happening here is the high priestess and the emperor survived whatever they are, whatever happened to them. They're here with their tribe, their family. So they survived, and it could be that they released some of their family, or they're here with the ancestors, and the strength of two together. They have expectations of taking over the drive, the software, the what is permitted in the system, so to speak. And this is higher level wisdom. It's not this, third party whore fest of, where everybody gets trafficked and brutalized because this teacher likes that kind of energy. And apparently so did whoever they do business with. But the high priestess and the emperor is here with the expectation of taking over this field of awareness. They're going to... one thing that I was told was that the people are going to be given a life that they don't want to run away from. The mind is going to be cleared up. It's not going to be attacked and harassed by, low vibrational thoughts of self, self-blame, self-hurt, self-harm. It's not going to be infiltrated with anger and this this need to go fight with everybody all the damn time. I think this is going to be settled within the field of collective awareness, which will then settle it in the personal lives of people. You're working with high standards here. Very, very diligent. Very, very serious. You know of the suffering. You survived it. And so now your intention is to create an atmosphere that others won't have to survive. You know, like when I asked my mother what she thought the meaning of life was, she said it's to survive. And it saddened me because my perception was that it's to bring heaven on earth. And it was striking to me how different our perspectives were. But then she came from a different era where she had far less privileges and experienced far more brutalizations than I did, even though my life was very brutal. So anyway, you're here working with high standards. You're very passionate about this. And the two of you together, the two skills that you are combining here, give you a new platform to work from, so to speak. Compass. Yeah, you're working on the compass, on the pathway. You know, he said the people will be given a life that they don't want to run away from. And I believe that this is in the works. We've got positive potential here. Everything's being cleared up so that, you know, there's this chaos has been filling the minds and the hearts of the collective, of the mental field. And we've been dealing with this kind of stuff for a very long time, warring with ourselves, warring with our environment, you know, warring everywhere, you know, having all this stuff going on. So what you got here is a prosperous new career in which abundance can be manifested. Somebody's afraid of this. Somebody's afraid of this. You've got the Four of Wands here, so there's a reunion. There's freedom. You've gained your freedom, and you're in this marriage, and there's a celebration because you've got the foundation here. There's a backstory, and it's starting to become clear. I mean, it's really starting to become very clear. It's all about control of the field of awareness and the fractals of source energy that are connected to that. It's where the power is. It's where creation is as a collective. And they were manipulating that into stages of conflict and chaos because they benefited somehow from that. You've got a Queen of Wands here that's in the reverse. She's very narrow-minded. She can't see the bigger picture. She's very selfish and jealous of who you are, what you are. Peace. She's jealous of your peace. She wants to deceive you somehow, or she's just insecure regarding your peace. The fear, this might be a fear of hers, that you have rejuvenated, you have healed. That's what it is. I think she's afraid. She's insecure because you are at peace and you have rejuvenated yourself as a star. And in the outcome here, you've got the Nine of Wands here. You are persistent and holding your boundary very resiliently. You're not quitting. You're not giving up. You're not done yet. It's like, no, this is until it's over. It's not over. And you're still here, very much secure in holding your foundation and your boundaries here. Ready for the next. And the next may not come. But let's just check it out. Yeah. So we've got a Queen of Wands in the reverse here. She's very insecure about your peace. She's afraid because you're a star and you have renewed yourself. You've regenerated. You have revitalized. You have self-preserved. You were able to preserve yourself, and you are seen. This Queen of Wands reversed is very insecure about that. And not only that, you're here in the Nine of Wands energy. You're not quitting, you're not giving up, and you're not alone. You're here with the Emperor. High Priestess, Emperor are together here, making stuff happen. Wholesome, as they are. These aren't artificial people. These are original fractals of Source that survived brutalization from jealous, low-life hobags. You are who you say you are. And you held your ground. You defended yourself well, and then you were defended. You're no longer alone. You, the High Priestess and the Emperor, are here together with their tribe, with their family. We've got location. There's a location, an invisible location. So, yeah, and it's prophesied. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you are at an invisible location. Nobody knows where you are, who you are. You're cloaked. You're a fractal of Source. And Source said, oh no, you don't. And it prophesied that you would be in the limelight. You're a giant. So you're entering into the prophecy. And your competition are being haunted. Because you're taking your spiritual throne. The spiritual throne is gaining a visitation by a member who shines within time. This is, yeah, so you're making a visit to the spiritual throne. Somebody might want to make a visit to the spiritual throne. You're a being who shines within time. Earth angel. You're an earth angel. So you're going to get your things. I think your body is going to be restored. You're entering into your purpose. You have been forgiven and seen as faithful. You're very conscientious. You managed yourself well when these ones were jacking around your mental body, your emotional body, your electrical system, your circumstances in life, your foundational structures, whether or not you have, I mean, they were having people get in accidents, all this kind of stuff, man. And it could be because they're addicted to your energy. They wanted it. They thought that they were more deserving of Source creator energy than the fractal of Source was. They really truly thought that they were more entitled to the essence of the energy and the life of a fractal of Source than the fractal of Source itself. You're being remembered as Arcana. And you're stepping into your leadership role as a creator. Fractal of Source. You got a new promise of a home and of love. Here and now, evermore. As is. As you are privileged. You are privileged with your own identity as Fractal of Source, singing your song in this world of time that wanted to beat it out of you. It's a privilege to be a fractal of source. And these ones wanted to take it away from you and make you see yourself as a pile of crap. They're very, very good at manipulating the mental body because they had control over that field. This ancestry of personalities using the Ouija board to spiritually haunt people, to mess with their minds and their lives. They're being disconnected. They're getting disconnected because they were playing around using knowledge that they had, and they were very entertained by hurting you so that they could be seen as important. They were fighting with those who self-care, who self-love, who manage themselves well. Fractals of Source. They wanted to fight with you. Every communication was a punch to the jaw. And there's going to be justice delivered to this wise guy and this kin. It's going to get on them for horse playing around. All the work they did for horse playing around with you, Fractal of Source. Attention has been brought to this explorer, which could be a time traveling a-hole from the future who didn't get what they wanted, so they decided to come back here as a big boy child and, brutalize everything. But there has been a defense, a service. For those people who are of service, there is a defense and a congratulations. Okay, and so these ones who were coming against you, they're going to be made absent into the grave for the hardship that they brought to sovereign beings. Playing both sides of the table, the devil against God. They were playing both sides, martyring people, martyring optimistic people, happy people. So they were martyring them, wrongly convicting them, martyring them to the dark, and then asking God for protection. They were bringing conflict, religious witches to people who were happy. Alrighty then, so we've got conflict. There's a teacher who taught petty conflict and brutal mental things to get money, to destroy people for money. Shining ones, important ones. They're challenged by this high priestess here with a tribe of folks, and they want forgiveness. They want forgiveness. Their challenge is forgiveness. The emperor is here, and the emperor survived. Whatever they did to this emperor, they're in big time trouble, man. Big time trouble. Because the emperor survived, and the emperor and the high priestess are here inseparable despite the distance, and their love is always there. And they're no longer alone. They've got their family here with them. Building an empire. They have expectations of becoming the driver. The driver of circumstance. Now you see in the world, you see that the 1%ers have all of the wealth, and that's because they've been doing crap like this, siphoning the wealth out of the people, and then prancing around like they're, you know, really intelligent and, you know, great businessmen or women or whatever, when all they really are just really shitty brutalizers. And now they're in trouble because the high priestess and the emperor are going to start managing this experience for people. I really believe that the wealth and all of that is going to go back. It's going to be reorganized and resituated in such a way that the people get a life that they won't want to run away from. It'll be enough. It'll be satisfactory. It'll make them happy. It's not going to be this brutalization, you know, this infidelity, this Jezebel crap everywhere. Jezebel crap go everywhere, you know, causing insecurities and infidelities and all of that. Not going. It's going away. So, you know, and there was a person the other day who was yelling at me in the ethers, he can get into the bodies of whoever he wants. Meaning, he's going to drive he has expectations of taking the seat of the collective field. And they were worried about their privacy. They have no character, no ethics, no morals, no compassion or empathy for anyone. And they're the ones who have been driving the field of awareness. And they're afraid because this person, this Christ, I believe it's the Christ, is coming in, and he can see very clearly who they are, and they can't put up any barriers. They're seen. Whatever they're doing is seen. So if they're doing blood sacrifices or orgy magic or any of that, he sees it. And it's debauchery. And I was told a while back that this is the end of debauchery. This is the end of them using people as batteries. Relationships with batteries is what it was. This is the end of their relationship with batteries. He's taken over, and this crap is over. We've got mistakes here. People wish they could right their mistakes. Somebody wishes they could right their wrongs. They fell into total degeneracy, and they dragged everybody into it with them to the best of their ability. So now these lovers, the high priestess and the emperor here, working hard on the compass, the path of the collective, I feel, because that's the family. The family of the illuminated one. Luminescence. So the family of the luminescence, the family of the illuminated ones. We've got reflection. So there's high work, high standards regarding the compass of a reflection of this selfish, jealous, untrustworthy, unfaithful competitor. You've got the Ace of Pentacles here, so that's a prosperous new career, and they're afraid of it. They're afraid of it because they can't, these third parties are afraid of it because they can no longer go out and be hoe bags freely, wantonly, without being seen by a Christed being in the field of awareness. Everything is seen. And everything is seen. And that's why they offed this person. That's why they stuck him in darkness, because they wanted to go be happy in their debauchery and just be wanton with their sexuality and go RAPE people and just get away with it. I mean, this was their fun time, right? And now they're worried and afraid because he can see exactly who they are, what they're doing, and he's calling judgment on it. The Emperor is here. The High Priestess is here. They're here with the family of illuminated ones. They are inseparable. There is a celebration about this reunion. The reunion. Freedom and marriage. There's a backstory to this. And we got neglected in the reverse. Backstory is that you were not neglectful. The backstory is you were not neglectful. You didn't neglect anybody. You may have been neglected, but you didn't neglect anybody. They may have tried to frame you as though you did, as though you were selfish. They may have dressed you up in their energy using this dark magic or whatever. So you've got this Queen of Wands reversed, selfish, jealous, insecure about your peace. Insecure regarding your peace. Chaser. You're not a chaser. You're not chasing after your peace, and they can't chase you. They're afraid because you're a star and you preserved yourself. You self-preserved. You renew, and you have been seen. You are seen here. High priestess, star, emperor, star. Here with the family of illuminated ones. And you know, it's funny because during the attack of the last couple of decades, one of their favorite things to say was that I was sabotaging self by being so bold, by being so loud, by being so vibrant. And, you know, I mean, I really had to push past that. And, you know, and they were dumping fear and stuff, energy into me, and it was really difficult to manage and to get beyond, you know, because you had to continue to shine your light in order to find your family. How are you going to find your family if you're not out there, you know, screaming at the top of your lungs, hello, here I am, you know? I mean, you got to do it. No matter who wants to silence you, you have to do it if you want to find your family. And they're pissed because, and very insecure because you are a star. You were able to self-preserve yourself. You are seen, and you are seen as a being of self-love. You love yourself. And it's not that you're prideful or arrogant. It's that you pour into your love cup and you heal your internal wounds. The wounds that this dark magic and these jealous little hoe bags from the invisible realms or whatever they are keep sending your way, these spiritual attacks. And you're healing, pouring into your love cup. It's like, I'm loving that wound. I'm going to love that wound, and I'm going to heal it all up, and I'm going to make it all happy. And you're going to do this. You're going to stand up for yourself. You're going to make your boundary, and you're just going to, this is my happy zone, and you're not allowed in it. Okay, this is my boundary, because I'm just going to be over here doing me. And you're not allowed into my space because I'm here doing me. And you just can't come in here and mess with me. These jealous little insecure hoe bags. So that's just the way it goes. High priestess knows how to take care of herself. We got space in the reverse. You are no longer in solitary confinement. You are no longer confined. You were able to self-preserve and come out in your shine, star, high priestess, emperor. And you are no longer in solitary confinement. You're seen. You are seen for who you are. You never gave up hope for your reunion, for reconnection. These ones who came after you, they're being held back. They're in regret because they're being held back. These third-party whatever, they're being held back from responsible family units because they aren't that. They aren't that. And he can see it. She can see it. They're broken and shattered and feeling very unsatisfied because they're getting detached due to your understanding of what has happened here. They're getting detached. They're confused and they miss their opportunity. They feel like they didn't appreciate you, and they were a runner maybe that did not appreciate you. They were running away from you, or maybe now they want to run. This runner feels unappreciated. They want to mend the connection because they've been found guilty. And they want to escape the memory. They want to escape the memory of what it is they've done. And they can't because it's all seen. It's all seen. You know, not just what's going on today, but the history of it. How fun it was for them to hurt you. They sabotaged their new chapter. They sabotaged their own new chapter. The whole time they were trying to say that you were sabotaging self because you dared to shine, because you dared to speak truth as a fractal of source. You were out here daring to be what you are. And they sabotaged their own new chapter. They tried to put this onto you, but they couldn't. And now it's too late for them to take any action. They can't do anything about it. They feel there's unfinished business with all these secrets, and maybe they do. Maybe they do have some unfinished business. Now that you are absent, they have to face the secrets. They have to face the truth regarding what they did. You are in a soul contract of reciprocity, equal give and take. Somebody wants to have a conversation with you. They're dreaming about you and your soul tie. Longing for you. Yeah, no, this is over. This is definitely over. And the third parties are afraid because he can see, she can see. Not only what's present, but the history. They're fractals of source. That's why they wanted to bury them and then dress up in the energy and claim to be a fractal of source. But they're not. They're just third party low vibrational hobads with really bad magic. And what they do is they bind the child before they're potent enough to do anything about it. And then as they come into self, which they desperately try to stop, through the years as you're growing up, they desperately try to stop you from growing into what it is you are. So they bind the child, and then they suppress it, and they brutalize it, and they try to make it believe that it isn't anything special, when in actuality, these fractals of source are high priestesses, empresses, emperors, high priests. But because they were bound at such a young age and they didn't have any, they couldn't do anything about it. They had to actually bust out of that shell. They had to actually come into self while being suppressed and terrorized. So yeah, those who are in competition. This teacher who's in competition for money. They didn't care that you were a fractal of source because they're not a fractal of source. They just see the value of being that, and so they wanted to bury you and then extract that out. They're flighty. They don't know what you're doing. They're having anxiety because they don't know what you're going to do next. You're free. You're free here. And the high priestess is here in the challenge position with a tribe. And we've got forgiveness. Or it could be there's a tribe seeking forgiveness. It could be there's a tribe seeking forgiveness. Or it could just be that she's with a tribe and now they want forgiveness because they're struggling. They're not being supported. Their team isn't really a team. It was just a little bunch of schwangsters out there having wanton sex irresponsibly. So the emperor survived and is now inseparable here. And they're grieving about it. They're grieving. They're so freaking sad. It didn't work out the way they imagined. It didn't work out the way they imagined. They want forgiveness from this high priestess, this emperor, and their family. They're really in a bad way about it. Because these lovers and their family, they're going to take over the structure. The structure. We're moving away from this crap. We're going to move away from this crap. It really feels to me like we're getting a software update, or like a virus defrag or whatever, a defrag, an antiviral, and a software update. We're moving away from this mentality, this mindset, and we're moving into love, the strength of two together, which is very sacred. Yeah, this is ending. There's a new driver. There's a new driver, and we got empty in the reverse. This new driver, they actually are everything that they say they are and appear to be. They are not an empty vessel dressing themselves up in somebody else's energy. They're the real deal. Yeah, these ones made a lot of mistakes. They could not empty the high priestess and the emperor. And they're together here. Working with high standards regarding the compass of the reflection. The low vibrational person here, or people, third party people here, they're not going to be able to play games with love anymore. This says playing at love but not serious about keeping it. And this is in the reverse. So the compass of the reflection is no more games regarding love. They cannot play, these low vibrational people can no longer play games with love. No Jezebel, no Jezebel. We're not doing that anymore. Nope. We're going back to faithful unions. So those who were tempted are going to be, their compass here is going to, they're going to go far away. They're going to go at some distance. You're working on their compass. You're working on their, wherever it is they're going to go. Those who were tempted are going to go somewhere. And that was another message that I got, is that the people needed to be tested. And, you know, as difficult as this is, the people needed to be tested. I don't understand. I'm only a fractal. So you got your reunion here of Four of Wands, and there is a backstory. The backstory is that you're not neglectful. You didn't neglect anybody. They may have framed you to say that you were, because that's what they are. So they put that weird dark magic, how they were able to plant their own karmic debt and character onto a high value person and then extract out the light stuff. Well, you're not a neglectful person. You didn't neglect anybody. That was their persona planted on to a high value person with dark magic. Most likely as a child was bound to it. And you rose up and you broke free of that. You're seen now. So they're very insecure. This Queen of Wands, the reversed, is very insecure regarding your peace. They can't chase it. You don't have to chase it. It simply is what you are. Adrift. They can't chase after you. They are adrift. They're chaff. They're chaff. They're blowing in the wind. They can't chase after you. They're blowing in the wind now. They're afraid because you're the star. You rejuvenated. You heal. You're a vitalizer. You bring life. As a fractal of Source, you bring life to yourself, to your environment, your home, to your community. Wherever it is you go, you shine this vitalizing, life-giving light of renewal and rejuvenation. It's called love, in a big, sacred, and holy way. You embody this essence. You heal wherever you go. You don't even have to say anything. You just be in the room. wearing a smile. You were able to self-preserve. You are seen as a person who loves themselves. Not in a prideful way, but in a way necessary in order to heal and overcome challenges. And that's what elevates you into high priestess status, right? High empress status, is you have the ability to nurture, to mother, to care for, to rock your own wounds, you know? Heal them, and then present and continue to present yourself in a good way in the world. It's just what you are. A beautiful fractal of Source with firm boundaries. You're a wholesome, delicate person, but you are also very resilient. This is really fascinating to me because even while you have this purity and this innocence and this gentleness and this childlike nature, you're also very much ferocious and able to say, you know, be in your Queen of Swords, King of Swords energy and say, thou shalt not pass. So it's wild to me because you're like this child and yet you're like this beast too that nobody dare deal with. And you're no longer confined. You broke out of whatever confinement that they had you in, and you're seen for who you are, as you are. You're wholesome. You're love. You are peace. You're a star, a vitalizer, a rejuvenator, a high priestess, an emperor. This is just amazing to me. They made life very, very hard for you. Intentionally. They knew who you were as a child, and they bound you up, and then they made your life hell, thinking that you were never, ever, ever going to rise up and become what it is you were meant to be. They made life very, very hard for you. And they're afraid now. They're very much insecure here. And jealous about it. Because they're chaff. And they're blowing in the wind. Ruins. You're no longer confined, and we've got ruins here. The things you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love you deserve. So everything that they put upon you, and this isn't just in the physical. I'm thinking, in this particular 3D self, we have suffered great traumas. And this isn't a competition. Who had the greater trauma? It simply is that we've had experiences that have done this to our lives over and over and over again, caused us to have to start over from ground zero. And not only, with no material items, but we had to also heal our wounds and then build our self-esteem and stuff back up, It's just a really tough challenge that we were in. So, this particular 3D self may have picked up some traits and characteristics that are not savory, because you were dressed up in this energy. You may not have been this, but they had the magic of it on you so that you weren't able to get a husband or a wife. Nobody saw you as somebody to settle down with. They worked their magic on you and had you seen as this. So you may have had a very lonely, solitary life, And at any rate, all of that is falling off of you now. All of it is falling off. Not only the magic's gone, but now it's those habitual patternings, right? You have become accustomed to being received or rejected in a certain way, and you're simply not being seen as that anymore. And so others are not seeing you as that dark magic third-party bull crap that kept you from your happiness and your stability. You're being seen as what you are. So this, in the mental body, we have super highways, right? They're called neurological pathways. And, if you've been alive a long time, or perhaps it's been many, many life cycles that we've gone through in this particular fashion where they have viewed us and laid their karmic personalities and debt onto us, and we have been carrying that for quite some time. It's going to be, that's one of the software updates, I believe. Everything that no longer serves you is going to be falling away. The super highways, or the neural pathways in the mental body, in the collective field, I feel, around this kind of perception of self, this magic that was placed over the mental body to have people see you as, and then hopefully have you see yourself as, that's all coming like a software update. Boom, everything's falling away. You're no longer in solitary confinement. All of those things and programs that they placed into the software are being defragged and rewritten, so that we come back into, I like homeostasis, and I don't even know if I'm using the word correctly, but for me, homeostasis is where everything works very well in harmony and peacefully and loving, and this is who you are. Peace, self-love, self-preservation, star, high wisdom, high priestess, emperor, very firm in the foundation and the stability and the structure of values, ethics, morals, integrity. And you've got this light within you that can see the truth of everything. This is fabulous. This is absolutely fabulous. This is a blind spot. They did not see this coming. They're reaching out for you, trying to connect, but it's ending. It's ending. And they're crushed because life for them is going to be very, very hard. And maybe it's hard right now. Everything's falling into pieces. For them, it could be the life that they built while wearing your energy. It's going into pieces. They're looking for an exit plan. They might be being haunted by these many flames, and they may have a long, long road that they have to experience the anger of those that they pre-transitioned for money. So for them, their material wealth and their sense of self are going down, are going into the ruins. And for you, it's this nice software update. You are being, this magic, whatever was planted in your neurological pathways regarding this infidelity and this chaos and this dissatisfaction with self and an environment and others in your environment. I really believe that that's being revamped because it was a program. It was a program within the mental field that drove people. That it drove the mental bodies of people. So, and apparently this has been going on for many, I dove deep one night and I got into some scary folks, and they said it was our lineage. Our lineage has been powering this illusion for centuries, is what they said. And it's because they can get in as when you're first in here, you're very, very vulnerable, and they know exactly who you are, and they do what they do, or they did what they did. They will no longer do that. They will no longer do that. Because the emperor is here and he sees everything, and they're very upset. They're so upset. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. You mean you can't just come into anybody's bedroom and sexually molest them while they're laying there peacefully in their sleep? I mean, come on, man. That's not right anyway. You shouldn't be doing crap like that, And the fact that now it's seen, I think that it's a very good thing. You can't come energy harvest people off of innocent people when they're sleeping. So we've got failure. This whole scam failed. And I think that's part of this crap. This third-party crap, the illusion that was laid upon people, is even if you were married or whatever, they would come into your sleeping chamber and give you a wet dream, right? And that makes you look like this, but you weren't that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was an illusion. So they put the energy there, made it appear as, and it just never was. It was an infiltration and a manipulation of the software, of the energy, of the fractal of source, the holiness that you may feel for your union. And they came right in there in the middle of the night and laid this crap on you and then said that's what you were. We've got envy in the reverse here. They were in competition with somebody who isn't envious. You're not envious of anybody. They are envious, and they wanted to pick a fight with those who are not envious. Those who simply are fractals of source. They really don't like the fact that you just are what you are, and that you don't have to try to be anything else. And it's just strange. I mean, maybe they're just not that, and they just can't fathom what it is. I don't know. We've got forgiveness. Look, in the reverse. So, High Priestess, they're challenged by the High Priestess here with her tribe. They want forgiveness because of a struggle that they're going through. And there's no forgiveness. It's not going to be extended. It won't be extended. They're thinking about the Emperor here, who's in control of this foundation and protecting people. He survived. Whatever it was they did to him, he survived. And he's in an inseparable love and union with this High Priestess. They're very much grieving about this. They really came after you both, trying to separate you, trying to keep you apart. They did not want you together. They did not want you together, but they were not successful. They're grieving because they were unsuccessful at stopping this inseparable union. You survived. And now you're inseparable, and you're here with your tribe. They did not succeed. Their brutalization and their dark ways did not succeed. You are here with the expectation of being the driver. You're going to clean it up. You're going to defrag. You're going to take out all the viruses. You're going to upgrade the system. You're going to write out, clean out this third-party neurological mental body implants of this third-party crap. It's just... and temptations and all that, it's getting wiped out. It's getting wiped out. The software is getting upgraded and cleaned up. That's how I vision it. That's my analogy for it. That's the best way I can see it, is like a software. Courage. Very strong. Very courageous. They did not want to give up the right to control your mind. They did not want to give up the right to cause great fear, paranoia, schizophrenia, bipolar, all these mental diseases or whatever. They did not want to give up the right to control the mind of fractals of source. They wanted to continue using that fractal of source in the way that they wanted to use it. So the lovers are here working with high standards very much. Their energies are combined, and so now they're developing new skills, mastering this union together. And they're working very diligently together on the compass of those reflections who can no longer play games at love. They can no longer play games with love. When you fall in love, you're going to be able to trust that love. We've got humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So there's going to be a return to fun, a lightness, this heaviness of infidelity and unfaithfulness and brokenheartedness and shattered homes and struggle, having to having to maintain a home with a child or more, on your own. I mean, this is going away. You're coming back into a period that is light, where you can have a little fun. Ace of Pentacles here. It's a manifestation. These third parties who were tempted to get involved in this bullpucky, they're going to be put at a distance, so far away physically and emotionally, gone, and they're afraid because they're not an abundant, limitless being. They can't manifest anything. They're being stripped of their abundance. Whatever it was that they built or enjoyed while dressing up and wearing your energy as you, it's coming undone. They don't get to keep it. And they're being put so far away physically and emotionally, they won't be able to touch you or your abundance. Somebody said they won't be able to curse your land or your business. Four of Wands, we've got harmonious reunions. This is going to be a beautiful and happy foundation for families. The backstory is that this emperor and this high priestess were not neglectful. They didn't neglect anybody. It was all this bull crap. And they're worried. They're very worried because you're seeing the truth is out here. This Queen of Wands reversed is very much insecure regarding your peace. They can't chase after you. They're being set adrift. It's the chaff. And then the wind takes it away. Blows it in the wind. You're the star. You have been seen. You are seen. You self-preserve through self-love. They made life very, very rocky for you, but you have no regrets. You have no regrets. You are here with very firm boundaries. You're a wholesome person. You are as you are. And that is everything. As a fractal of source, you may view yourself as a chameleon, because you may feel like just a tiny little child, vulnerable, and weak. And then at other times you may feel like a mighty roaring lion or whatever, King Kong, take it as it resonates, and then there's all these different emotional and energetic stuff happening in the middle. And you are all of that, all of it. And the thing about these third parties is that they would choose a portion of you and then try to perfect it and say that's what it was. But as a source fractal, a fractal of source, you are everything compacted into a single temple as a fractal. Of course you're not the full-fledged, your body would explode. I don't think your spirit can handle it. You're a fractal in the temple, in the 3D realm, shining your light, bringing your wisdom, high priestess, and offering your stability to the structure, emperor. And the strength of these twos together makes sure that this kind of crap can't happen. And whatever they did, I don't know what the backstory is, but they tried to say that maybe you were neglectful, that you did something that was harmful to the people, and they martyred you or something. I'm not sure exactly how that went down. Or maybe they just bound you as a child. And I think this has been going on for multiple, cycles of many lifespans, 50, 80 years or whatever. And they've been binding you all this time as a child so that you never come fully into who you are. But the big cycle ended last year in 2023. The big, 26,000 years or whatever, cycle ended. And so all these little mini cycles and all this stuff. And so the big cycle ended. So everybody came back online. It's like the Christed beings are here. And who the father, the big Pooba or Puma or however you say it, big Pooba, the granddaddy of all creation, said, okay, we're going to turn the lights on in the people. So you might have remembered when the frequency of the earth, it's usually like 7.83 hertz or whatever, and it started to really climb. The hertz frequency of the earth itself started to rise, and with that, the vibration of all living beings on the planet started to rise too. And you may have felt the need to like do more fasting, to drink more water, to purify your energy, to add supplements which can charge your electrical system and carry a current better. And you know that current travels better when you're very well hydrated, because water carries current very well. And that's how it goes. You got to investigate yourself. Find out yourself. Freedom in the freaking reverse. Queen of Wands reversed, insecure because you are peaceful. They can't chase after you. They are being set adrift. They've lost their freedom. They really messed up. Death. You've got your boundaries here. You're wholesome. You are as you are. You are you. You don't pretend. You are not in solitary confinement anymore. Things are in ruins. Things you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love you deserve. So everything's falling away, and it could very well be that this Queen of Wands and whatever team she's been working with, everything could be falling away in ruins for them, because you are no longer in solitary confinement. You broke out of that curse, that shell, that mask, that cloak, and you are seen. So now it could be that everything's falling away in ruins for them. But for you, it means it's making room for the love that you deserve. But guess what we got here also? We got death. So yeah, for these third-party people, they're being put at a distance so far away physically and emotionally with nothing. They're going to have nothing. So this is completely over. This is ended. This is ended. Done. And you're entering in your purpose. You are in your purpose here together. You have a knowledge of both sides of this situation. You've been living the life of suffering for a long time. You have a very clear understanding of how these people have been operating and what they've been doing. You've been living in the slums, perhaps, and I got a vision of the rat-infested cupboards the other day. So it could very well be that maybe you're in a city that doesn't take care of its rodent problem, and you've been having to live with that kind of a thing. But very well the circumstance that these people have been putting people in. You persevered through it. Whatever hardships that was, you persevered through it. And these ones have been found guilty of driving people into the ground so that they can live a high and mighty life, and they're being denied. They're suffering a denial now because you are online with your self-esteem. You possess gifts of the soul that benefit you and others, and you are love. You're committed to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And I'm sorry, there's some things that just don't have any good in them, and they're afraid because they didn't develop anything in themselves. You trust your inner voice. You always let it guide you correctly. High Priestess, especially. Emperor, most likely as well. Very much connected to Source, because you are fractals of Source and you survived this brutality. So you trust your inner voice, and perhaps that's what kept you going and kept you alive, knowing that even though you were alone in dire circumstances, suffering greatly, most likely, and at least in a portion of your life, you know that this inner voice brings you peace, and you trust it. If it tells you to be patient, then you are. These ones don't know what to do because they failed. They failed to put doubt into your mind. You remain firm and true with your inner guide. You are here in service. You feel good when you can help others. So there is, like I said, I believe this revamping of the software. There has been a lot of pollution, a lot of viruses, a lot. I mean, I'm thinking of it as a computer software program that is shared by a network of people. This is the easiest way I can visualize it. And I really feel that these third parties, they had input, war, infidelity, anger, low self-esteem, and then they go boom, 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 and they've been crushing the mental field with all of these viral thoughts, and then they go spinning through the neural pathway of the mind. And so I think that this is being cleared up. That's what's happening here. I really feel that these prideful people that wanted to do all of that, they're just being wiped out. They're being wiped out of the mind. They're being put so far away physically and emotionally. They won't be able to energetically connect at all. So have patience and remain grateful, for life, because it's precious. And when you're alone, you know that you're never alone. Even when you were alone, that you may have experienced some wonderful expansion and growth within your consciousness and awareness. Solitude is a wonderful thing, especially as a fractal of Source, because you're connected. And so there's no distractions, right? You're alone in whatever circumstance you're in, and you are here aligned with Source. And that is a relationship that serves the higher good. And it's really the only one you ever need when it comes to, well, besides the relationship with yourself as the fractal of Source. These ones are in grief because you're happy and they're under judgment. Maybe you're happy about the judgment that they're experiencing because health and balance is being restored here. And honesty and discipline is being restored here. Integrity, morality, honor, love, respect, compassion, care. They have to surrender. Love. I love you and I only want to add happiness to your life. And I really feel that this is what's going on. Maybe love is exacting a revenge so that we can have a future that cares about each other, that empathizes with each other, rather than this greed that makes you uncertain. Or, yeah, well, we're just going to leave that one. So, yeah. So, okay, these ones were picking fights. This teacher, somebody was taught how to pick fights with those who are not envious, those who have special skills, those who are special people. And I really feel that in the many cycles of life, they've been being tracked by a number. Specimen, blah, 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 blah. And then they've been assigned a group of people to give them a certain life experience and, take them out at a specific time so that they can then harvest the rest of that life force energy and then apply it wherever they want to. It's a scam. Anyway, they're not very entertained by this now. Their values were all about money. They did this for money, and now they're having anxiety. They don't know what you're going to do next. They're not entertained by whatever's happening here. The high priestess is here with a tribe of people, with her family, her real family, and it could be the spirit family, the spiritual family, the one and that was connected to you while in solitude. They want forgiveness because they're having a struggle, or they want forgiveness because of the struggle that they caused this person, and there is no forgiveness. It came out in the reverse. They can't have it. Forgiveness for them is just a permission to continue doing what they're doing, to continue having a relationship with you, and to continue being in your presence. And the fact is that they have abused your life force, vitality, and essence, your right to life, and they bragged about it. They bragged about it. The Emperor survived and is in an inseparable union here with this High Priestess. This teacher and his gang of thugs, they're grieving because they were not successful. They could not keep these two apart. Tribe in the reverse. Excuse me. So, dark and twisted tribe, a tribe that flipped itself and decided to go all rebellious. What do they call that? A rebellion, a betrayal, there's another word. I'm not coming up with the right word. They broke all their promises. They were supposed to guard and protect the fractal sources, the fractals of source. They were supposed to protect them, and instead they did what they did. This tribe is going to be undone. They're grieving. They betrayed the Most High God with the fractals. By abusing the fractals of source, they betrayed the Most High God. So they're coming undone. They made some mistakes. They could not empty your vessels, High Priestess, Emperor. Now you're here in union, the strength of two together. Very courageous. You have the inner strength to face fear with confidence. You have expectations of driving, which to me, in a more gentle, because driving is what these people were doing. They were driving people insane. They were driving people into this rage of organized chaos, and they were driving people into infidelity and nonchalance about it. So with this driver, I feel that there is more of a revamping of the software, a cleansing and purifying of all these these viruses that I consider these third wheel enemy thoughts of anger, thoughts of self-loathing, gluttony and all this other stuff. I really feel that that's all going to be like defragmented and kind of cleaned out of the network. And these ones who are stuck in that energy, who implanted that energy onto source or source fractals, they're going to be removed, absolutely removed, far, far away. They want to apologize. You're here working hard together on the compass of these reflections, these low vibrational people. They're not going to be able to play games with love anymore. We're moving into a period where you can focus on the lighter side of life. You can trust in love. You can trust in giving your heart, knowing that you're not going to be sacrificed and, to some hell god and, become fodder for some low vibrational being. You're not going to do that. That's not going to happen because he sees. And that's what they're so pissed off about. They can't do this anymore because what they're doing is seen. And so they can't do it anymore. We've got a curiosity here. I'm intrigued and want to learn more. So there is a curiosity. So now you're intrigued. You want to learn more. There's going to be safe to move forward into learning new skills. You know, you're not going to be worried about being lured into a group of people that are going to, you know, like swallow you up or something. Check in. Oh. So, okay. You're here in your Ace of Pentacles. You're manifesting abundance with this new career. So you're not only clearing out the network, but you're also manifesting abundance. So this the wealth. That to me speaks of a distribution, a redistribution. You've got your third parties here they're losing their abundance. It was all yours anyway. They built it off of you. They took it from you. They were not ever a limitless abundant being. They were tempted into hurting the fractals of Source, and now they're being sent far, far away physically and emotionally, and they're afraid. They want to travel to you to check in and try to reconnect. So be aware of that. If somebody's saying, hey, mate, I want to come for a visit, then you know what's going on. You've got here, you're in your reunion. The Emperor and the High Priestess are together. The star and their stars. Boom. And there's a backstory to this. You were not neglectful. You did not neglect anybody. The fact is that there's a whole lot of third-party hoe bags out here that were into debauchery and hurting the mothers and the child. And they wanted to distract the fathers with endless wars by keeping the fathers spilling their blood and leaving the mother and child vulnerable to them so that they could have a play field regarding the energy and the essence and all of that of the child, which is, a potential high priest or priestess or emperor or empress. So they had to get rid of the father, and the way to do that is to make the father say, hey, I'm defending my country, I'm keeping my family safe by doing this. But in actuality, it was farthest thing from the truth, because he would go out there and spill his blood and then leave them vulnerable, right, to a system of corruption. It was a plan, a big mind game, a big mind game. So you got your freedom here. There's a backstory. You were not neglectful to anybody. They're very worried because this is seen. And there's uninterested. You're uninterested in their worry. You're uninterested in their apology. You're uninterested in anything at all that's going on with them. They want to travel to reconnect and check in with you, but you're uninterested. They want to do this because they're worried. They're being sent far, far away. And so you're like, no. You see this here? They want to check in. They want to travel to you to reconnect. And you're like, no, I'm uninterested. I see you're just worried about your karma here. And I'm not going to take on your karma or help you escape it. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Very insecure and jealous about your peace. They can't chase after you anymore. They're set adrift like chaff, and they've lost their freedom. We've got unfriendly and desperate. So they're unfriendly right now, and they're desperate. And they may act as though they're friendly and ask you for a big favor, in the hopes to cord, to connect, to get somehow involved in your energy, to gain permission to be attached to you in any way. You're the star and they're afraid of that. Yeah, they want to manipulate your perception. So that's why they want to connect with you. They want to manipulate your perception and get caught up in your energy. They want to entangle themselves in your energy. As High Priestess Emperor, you already know this. You've survived it. So we got star. They're afraid because you are here shining your light, very bright. You have renewed and you have rejuvenated. You are seen. People see you now. They couldn't hide you. You broke out of that shell, that curse, whatever it was that they had over you to keep you hidden and suffering. You broke out of it. And a long time ago, I heard a woman say, both of them? Like she was just so shocked that because both of them were coming up out of this. Both of them survived a lifetime of brutal struggle. And again, it's not a competition as to who suffered more. It just simply is what it is. Everybody's different. Everybody can stand more, handle more, do more, or do less. And it doesn't matter. Suffering is suffering wherever you're at on the scale. So you have no regrets over this, though. They made your life really hard, but you have no regrets. You are seen as a person who was able to preserve yourself by loving yourself. Welcome in the reverse. They're in fear because of all of this, and they're in fear because they're not welcome here. You have no regrets over this rocky road, but they're not welcome here. They're going away. You've got your boundaries up and you're getting ready for the last stand, okay? Gearing up for the worst defense. So I don't know if there's something else coming, but you're wholesome and you are as you. You're no longer in solitary confinement. Everything that no longer serves you is falling away, and everything that they built on your energy is falling away. This is a death. This is a complete ending. This is the last hurrah that you're going to have with those who are envious. And they're going to ask you for a small favor, a big favor. They want a small favor, a big favor. They want to reconnect. They want to check in. They want to apologize. But it's all lies. If they confess to love you, it's all lies. That they want revenge on you. They want to trick you. In secret. Their secret is that they're yelling with those that they collaborated with. There's big fights. Big bad energy. They're stuck in it. They're stuck in it. And they're in chaos. They may be in chaos over a loan. They may have taken out a loan with somebody to try to sabotage you and bring you chaos. Oh, but that may have sabotaged them, and they are in chaos. Like they need a loan. They need a favor. They're desperate. They're acting friendly, but they're very unfriendly. They need a favor. They need you to bail them out of this. They want to offer unsolicited advice, trying to gaslight you. They're certain they know best. This is a narcissist. And they're going to come in and deliberately try to manipulate your perception. And they're going to try to appear positive when they are actually envious of you. They don't like you at all. They need you. And they hate you for that. So in all honesty, this is goodbye. Truthfully, this is goodbye. You're not interested. It's like, just stay away from me. Stop trying to come in and make plans with me. You're an imposter seeking a safe space. Get out of my face. And that's bad, bad news for them because everybody's talking about it in the grapevine. Well, that's everything that I got for you this morning. I hope that this clarifies something that you already intuitively knew. It looks like, to me, if you're religious at all, it looks to me like the Christ, the one who can see everything, the illuminated one who is here with the high priestess and a tribe of illuminated ones, or the luminaries, however you wish to see that. They were able to survive their stuff, and now they're inseparable. There's going to be a clearing up of the network, the software of the network that is shared by the system of things. And these third wheel enemies, infidelity, betrayal, Jezebel, envy, gluttony, debauchery in general, is taking a trip. And this tribe is no longer going to be present here. They're going away because apparently they're the culprits who bragged about it. And now it's coming back on them because it's seen. They were dressing up in your essence, pretending to be you, but they are nothing like you. And Source, now that you are up here shining as a fractal of Source, a Source itself can see you and is like, whoa. So here we go. Here we go. This is the your faith was tested and you're gearing up for the worst defense here. It's beautiful. Beware of anybody asking you for a small favor. Don't help anybody. They're in ruins and there's death here. Don't tie yourself to that. See you on the next one, everybody.